In a previous task for this lecture, we had a somewhat different approach to validating input. We first declared a variable as empty and then we read it inside the loop. This time we're going to do it a little bit different just to see that tasks can be solved differently. And this time we're going to read the number first and then we're going to check if it's a valid number, and if it's not, we're going to read it again. So we see that we have two similar reading processes here. So it's going to be a little bit different, but before we get into that, let's create a new script. And the first thing we need to do is to read the number. And when we have read a number, it's time for our loop. And here we can see that we don't know how many times the user will decide to input an invalid number. So a while loop is a good choice here. And as we see on our condition here, we are checking if the number that we read is less than or equal to 0, or if the number is greater or equal to 10. In that case, we want to, if we look at our flowchart, read the number again until we have a valid number. So what we are going to do here is that we are going to copy what we did before. We're going to add it here. So we do the same thing one more time. And if we imagine that we write the wrong number and then we go into the loop and we give a valid number, let's say 5 for example, then we will exit the loop, and what should we do then? Then we should display a confirmation. So let's display a confirmation. The input is accepted. And let's try to run it and see how it works. Right, maybe I say 15. No, that was not valid. So what if I say minus 17? Or 0? Or 10? And now let's try a valid one, 7. Oh, and then we see that when it is a valid one, we exit the loop and display the confirmation, and then the script ends. So what can we take from this? Well, we have done this first part a few times now to read a number and store it in a variable, but the second part here with the loop and validating the input, that is something that we should definitely take with us for any future task where we need to do this. And we have seen during this lecture, the tasks in this lecture, that we can do it a little bit different in different ways, but this is one way, and we should remember how we did it so that we can use it in the future.